Do you think we'll always have to accept that status quo? That this is the way the industry works, and we can't distribute our own films because we're competing with that juggernaut that we're attached to, or
I mean,
are you hopeful that
everyone's competing with a juggernaut. I mean, like, if you go into the world, you can see that they struggle in the UK, they struggle in France, they struggle in Germany, that the brightest talents from all of these countries, ultimately their destination is Hollywood. That's everyone's destination in a way. I mean, what's Adam McGowan doing this year? It's a big film with Hollywood cast looking for big U.S. distribution. That's the evolution. You have to go in that direction if you want to survive. But on the other hand, where do we live? The country's called Canada, man. I know it, you know it, we all know it. And when I turn the radio on and I hear Canadian music and young people are interested in Canadian music, there's a reason for that. When I turn the televisions on and I see your documentary, it's because the broadcaster's getting points every time they play your documentary. It's called a screen quota, And in the movie business, it doesn't happen. So I got to go out and compete with a Hollywood studio release. And it's tough. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're not going to do it by trying to make blockbusters, because we can't. We don't have the star power, we don't have the marketing money, we don't have the budgets. We got to make smart films. Now, can we legislate how to make smart films? Probably not. I mean, how do you make an application form that someone can fill out to weed out the smart film from the dumb film? I mean, I think our survival is going to be based on the entrepreneurial and creative instincts of the creative force in this country. So if you have that in you, you have something you got to do. Look at these cameras now, man. When I started, you had to shoot on film. I mean, I'm showing my age, right? But I mean, you couldn't come to the Toronto Film Festival with a friggin' HD tape. It didn't exist. You had to have a film print. That's expensive. I can make a movie now for $2,000. Is it going to be a good movie? I'll tell you one thing. It's not going to be a movie that ever would have been able to have been made by a Hollywood studio. They wouldn't do it. So they're not addressing that appetite in the audience. And the internet is here, and these distribution channels are changing, and I feel like we've got to roll up our sleeves and keep working. I mean, I've done a lot of bitching and complaining and trying to be political about what would work in terms of policy. But man, I'm not going to go to my grave arguing with bureaucrats about policy change. It's not going to happen. The people are making a lot of money keeping things the way they are. I don't think that's changing in a hurry. So shut up and make some kick-ass little movies that are so original and so breathtaking and so guerrilla that they find the audience, And the Toronto Film Festival wants your movie. That's the thing that's so incredible. I mean, people think, that's hard to get in here. But, when you do and you have this little movie, everyone's excited about it. I mean, I think we need to be, we just need to be more entrepreneurial with it. We need to, I did a movie last year that played here. It's called Mothers and Daughters. We shot it for $12,000. It was a joke. I won a film prize. I had this cash. I could have gone to Mexico with the family or made this little movie. I decided to make the little movie. I showed a rough cut to the programmers here. They loved it. They program it. It got picked up by IFC Films. It went on the film circuit. Went into a lot of theaters. A lot of people saw that movie. And so, no one's getting rich, but, that film is accessing its audience. And, when you stand there in front of those people, you go, wow, there's an audience for these movies. When you come to screenings here at Toronto, every Canadian movie has a hell of a great turnout. So tell me there's no audience?